Hi everyone, I'm Susan Kennedy of Pretty Peaceful, and today I'm going to give you a little introduction to the Happy Hours blanket. And I'll show you what it looks like here. We're in my snowy backyard, in my favorite little aspen grove, and we just got beautiful snow this week. I figured I'd come out here and show you how pretty it looks in the daylight. So the Happy Hours blanket, it was inspired by one of my favorite bands, 311. They have a song called Stealing Happy Hours, and it's just about kind of sitting on the front porch and taking in those moments of just letting yourself be happy for a little bit. So the philosophy behind this blanket is take all your scraps, all your tiny little scraps, put them in a cute basket, and I use scraps of Lion Brand Mandala yarn, little tiny balls like this. Fill up a basket about this size, and if you like all the colors in the basket that you've picked, then you're going to love your color combinations in the blanket, even if you just let it go with the flow and kind of pick up whatever ball out of the basket. So if you put your scraps together and you see some balls of yarn that are kind of like catching your eye in a bad way, just pull those out, use those for something else. So I used DK weight yarn for this blanket. I used Lion Brand Mandala yarn, scraps that I had saved up over the last few years. In the colorways Mothra, Liger, Wood Nymph, Diagon Alley, Arundel, which is what I used for the border here, just kind of the blue part of Arundel, and a couple scraps of Troll mixed in there. So it was, about 7 different colorways. You can really use any yarn for this. It doesn't have to be a gradient or self-striping yarn like Lion Brand Mandala. It can be scraps of any yarn, any weight. The thinner the yarn, the more hexagons you're going to have to make to get to your desired blanket size. And the thicker the yarn, the fewer hexagons it'll take. If you use jumbo yarn and a really big hook, then you may only need like 6 hexagons. So it's up to you, any yarn you like. Just use the hook size recommended on the label of the yarn. So for Mandala yarn here, the double knit yarn weight, I used a 5mm hook for the blanket and then a 4mm hook for the border. So the blanket is made of 2 pieces. Most of the blanket is hexagons. And then on the side of the blanket, we have half hexagons. So this is the hexagon shape here. And the first tutorial video for this blanket, there are 2 tutorial videos total. The first blanket shows you how to make the hexagon and how to join it using the yarn tail here. And then the second video shows you how to make the half hexagon. And this is to fill in the sides. And you only need a few of these just to make a straight edge along the long ends of your blanket. And then that second video with the half hexagon also shows how to do the border, which is a really simple all single crochet border. And so it's straight along the sides where you fill it in with the half hexagons. And along the ends, it has this kind of little ruffle to it, like a ripple blanket that I really enjoy. So this blanket is 42 inches by 60 inches, kind of a good throw size for using on the couch is what I was aiming for. You can make your blanket any size you want by just making as many hexagons as you want. So this is 107 by 152 centimeters. And like I said, it took me this whole basket of scraps. If you weigh your scraps, you'll need about 645 grams if they are DK weight. So about a big grocery bag or a basket like that of scraps. And that works out to be about 2,550 yards or 2,331 meters. So there are 2 tutorial videos for this. There is a full written pattern with a photo tutorial also that you can find on Ravelry and Lovecrafts. I think it's still uploading to Lovecrafts today. You can also find it on Etsy in the nonprofit shop that I run for the Kentucky Birth Coalition. And finally, you can find the written pattern for free in my Pretty Peaceful People group on Facebook. It's in the files section. There are several free patterns in the files. So join us and post your projects and share. And if you get stuck on a pattern, post in there and I'll answer your question. You can also email me or send me a message on Messenger. But we love to have you in the group. So It's getting cold. I'm going to go back in by the fire, and happy crocheting. Thanks for watching.